Well, howdy do. I decided to do one more flight here. And how they do the flights here is you pick 5. You choose 5 of any beers they have. They give you, actually she said 4 ounce. There are 4 ounce glasses. It says here there are 5 ounce glasses, so I don't know. You probably end up with 4 ounces by the time you let the head go down. So let's just say. You pick 5, it's $10. So even if it's 4 ounces, if you end up with 4 ounces of beer at the end of it all, you're still talking 20 ounces of a very good beer for $10. So there you go. That's how they do it here. But anyway, I decided to do a second one because I wanted to go over a few other beers. And the first one here is their Fall Creek Lager. Let me show you the picture here. Dust off your lederhosen. This American-style lager. It's very light in color for a Märzen, but okay. A lager starts off with a malt fullness and finishes crisp like a great lager should. 6.5%, which seems very big in the ABV for the style, but okay. Table Rock Red. The Table Rock Red, our best-selling beer. Let me show it to you here. This red ale is mellow and pushed with nitrogen, producing a creamy, cascading head. Well, by the time I showed you, that was done. Sorry about that. I lost my place. This beer puts on a great show as soon as it's poured. Be sure to watch, taste it. Actually, I've had this before. I've had a nitrogen before. It is absolutely beautiful, but I wanted to have one again here at the brewery while I was doing the second set. And the reason for that is this, the Belgian-style Table Rock Red. The bottle version of the Table Rock Red Ale, this mellow ale, treats the palate to a wonderful complexity of sweet caramel maltiness. Unlike its sister, this is fermented with Belgian yeast and conditioned with CO2. So there you go. It's not nitrogen here for the Belgian. It is in their bottle. I wanted to do the two side by side, which is why I ordered both. Does that make sense to you? Made sense to me, man. And Copper Creek IPA. So on my last sampler, I did the barrel-aged Copper Creek IPA. So I wanted to see how the IPA started before it went through that barrel. You know what I'm saying? So our Copper Creek is well balanced for an IPA with good bitter notes. This brew starts with toasted caramel and biscuit malt flavors with a dry citrus finish at 7%. And then my last beer, well, it's what I did on my first sampler. They did have another beer that I hadn't had, but I really wanted to go back to this. And it was the encore presentation of the barrel-aged old milk because it was just that good. So let me go. I'm going to start with the Fall Creek Lager, which is their version of a Märzen, 6.5%. They describe it again as malt fullness, finishes crisp like a great lager should. You typically get toasted malt. Yeah, wow, nice. It does. The malt is beautiful on this. 6.5 seems big in the ABV department for me for this style. You don't necessarily feel it in this beer. It does taste like a Märzen. I don't know what the IBUs are on this. It does. I do feel a bigger bitterness in this than I do most of the style. It is 6.5%. I'm going to guess it's at about 35. You do feel it comes with malt. It does have a dry, crisp, plain finish. It's as good as any Märzen I've had this season. That's very nice. Going on to the Table Rock Red. Now this is a very popular beer. I've had this in other places on tap, nitrogen. Oh yeah, and it is just a nice, beautiful, malty red. It's not as hoppy as, say, the trendy hoppy red style, but a little more hoppy than what you think of a traditional red if you're thinking Killian's as a traditional red. Let me say that. If I had non-craft beer drinking friends and I was at a bar and this was on tap, this would be the beer that I would have them order, because if they like this, I would know they're ready to go to the craft direction. It's just that good. It's clean, it's crisp, it's malty, it's flavorful, but it doesn't kill your palate in any one direction. So here's the Belgian version of the style that they say sweet caramel maltiness. They use in Belgian yeast. And there you go. Yeah, I mean, that's the difference. It does, yeah. Where this one, you feel the malt, but not a lot of sweetness. It's dry, crisp, and clean. This one, you get that kind of Belgian-esque. Excuse me. Man, you get that Belgian-esque sweetness about it. So here's the thing. If you like Belgian beer, you are going to love this. If this is not your thing, you're going to want to go the other direction. So there you go. And the Copper Creek IPA, I wanted to do this because I had the barrel aged version, and I noticed on the barrel aged version that I was getting that huge oak. I was feeling the whiskey more so than I was feeling the beer. Oh yeah, yeah. Even so, this is a maltier IPA than most on the market these days. However, it doesn't mean it's not brilliant, because it is. A lot of IPAs are kind of losing that balance these days. So, I mean, if you want that one note, high hop IPA, this one isn't for you. But if you want a beautifully balanced IPA, again, they say malt biscuit, caramel and biscuit malt flavors with a dry citrus finish. This one is going to give you everything. So there you go.